Hello, Team Washington Fitness here, coming in again with another video. This week's video, I'm going to share with you some of the mistakes I made while training for my first half marathon. As many of you know, a couple of weeks ago I did Nike, and as stated before, that was my first, so I really didn't know what to expect or basically what I should and should not be doing. But now that it's over and I've had a little chance to reflect, I compiled, is that the right word? Compiled some of the mistakes, some of the do's and don'ts that I should have and shouldn't have done. To start off, I would like to say that as many of you know, I'm on WW, and they introduced a new program starting at the beginning of the year, and like a fool, but I didn't know any better. I participated in that new program. I had sets with the old program, or the old, from tracking to not tracking, if that makes any sense. I'm not trying to say the name of the program that I'm on, but everyone who knows me knows the name of the program I'm on. But before the last 2 years, I've been tracking, and starting at the beginning of the year, I started a new program that you don't track, and that was a giant fail. As in, one, like, if I've had success with the old method, why should I change in the first place? But then it was a fail also because that's when I started training for my half. So my diet changed. I was eating a lot. Portion controls was out the window because you don't have to track or count portions, which in the beginning, when you're greedy like me, sounds good, but in the end, I gained weight, which was awful when running your first half because, how do I want to say it? I've never been this heavy running these type of distances before. Yes, I lost up to 90 pounds, and I was running the whole way. But when I first started out, when I was 220 pounds, I was walking. When I was 200 pounds, I was running 5Ks. I was never at 145 pounds trying to run a half marathon, my first half marathon. Now I see why marathon runners, they're so small and lean, because it's hard to carry on all that weight. And me starting with the new program where I didn't know how many calories I was eating or how many points, I was just eating because I knew I could. It set me up for failure because I gained some of my weight back. Also, with my diet change, I Googled somewhere where with your long runs you should carb load, and I think I took advantage of that. If I'm running 6 miles, I don't need to be eating French fries and baked potatoes with all the sides and all that. But I'm like, hey, I'm carb loading because I have a long run tomorrow. That was a mistake. Also, far as my diet, like I said, I had never done a half before, so I didn't know that with all these miles that I was going to need more protein and carbs, but healthy carbs. So I didn't have those type of things in the house on standby. So I'll go for a long run, and then afterwards, because I'm used to running distances, but not as frequently and back to back, because Nike had me doing 2 long runs in a week, and I wasn't used to that. So I didn't have the food in the fridge or on hand to satisfy all the calories that I was burning. So I'll come straight from a long run and go eat some junk or something because I'm starving and I don't have anything else thing on hand or whatever. That was also a mistake. So I would say, far as diet, stick to what you know. Plan ahead. Know that for longer distances and the more calories that you burn, you're going to need to put those calories back in. So prepare and plan for that. Also, my workouts change. I'm used to going to the gym 5 times a week, pretty much running 4 days a week or so, and the other 2 or 3 days in the gym I do like the elliptical, I ride the bike, do stairmaster, take Zumba, yoga, a strength class, like fun stuff. But with the half training program that I was doing, they literally had me running 5 days a week, um, a couple of months out of the year. I mean, a couple of months they had me doing 100 miles a month, which is it's as hard as it sounds or whatever. So I was tired all the time, and I didn't have time or the energy to cross train. So all those other things, the elliptical, all those cardio and strength things that I was doing, like all those out the door. All I was really doing was running, and that really affected my power and my runs. My endurance fell because I wasn't cross training. You know, I was getting my 100 miles in, but they sucked and they were slow. Um, my advice as far as the workouts is to plan ahead. Know that the farther you get into your training, things are going to change, your miles are going to pick up, and you're going to have to make some sacrifices. And um, just be prepared to make sacrifices, because you're going to need to cross train. Running is not going to be enough. Your runs are going to suffer. Um, yeah, I really wasn't expecting for um, my running regimen to increase the way it did, but it did. And I was like, whoa, 30 miles this week? Who? For what? It's like week 3, and they got me running 30 miles. So coming from 20 miles a week just because I wanted to, and that's what I was running, to mandatory 30, and we're doing fartleks. Is that the way you say it? Fartleks. And we're doing speed intervals, and we're doing all types of stuff that I normally don't do, because I normally just go out there and run. And now you're adding different types of training, plus adding on mileage to the training, and I just wasn't prepared for all that. And I should have looked at the training plan ahead of time, which I didn't. So I could have known what I was facing and what would be upon me. So I could have prepared myself for it. I wasn't, and I didn't, and I suck for that. But yeah, so yeah, plan ahead as far as workouts. Know your plan and your training plan in advance, so you won't be surprised like I was. Also, a mistake I made was my training just so happened to be um, kicking in full swing during the coldest winter ever in Charlotte. Like seriously, it was freezing. I had to run in literally sleet. On one morning it sleeted on me. I ran in rain, like all types of crazy wind, crazy elements, just because with the training that I was doing, it's like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, you gotta run. Like no matter what, you gotta run. So on those days, if I didn't want to get the treadmill, I just had to do it. I just had to run in the elements. And at the time, I was looking at it like, okay, so what if on race day it's raining? I might as well go ahead and train in the rain or whatever. But it did a lot to me mentally and physically. I mean, yeah, it was rough. So I wasn't prepared for none of that. I would say my advice would be to look at the weather reports. Basically, that'd be a nice start. Um, a lot of times I was just going out there to run and didn't look at the weather report, so I didn't know that it was calling for rain or sleet. So I'll be out 3 miles into a 5 mile run, and now with sleeting. So what am I gonna do? I can't stop. I mean, I'm 3 miles out, so I might as well keep going. So that's a few of the mistakes that I made while training for my first half marathon. Like I said, while training, it was rough. It was tough, and me, the girl who just goes out to run, I run 5 miles just 'cause hey, I feel like it. And it was a totally different when I got to run 5 miles because Nike tells me to. And it did a lot to me, far as I remember week 6 or 7, me telling my husband, like, don't let me sign up for any more halves. Like, I don't even like running no more. I don't want to run no more. Like, I just want to quit and, like, whatever. I just go to Nike and just deal with it there. But I don't think it wasn't that I didn't like running. It was just I was just over my head. The training was ridiculousness, ridiculousness. Yeah, that word. And I just wasn't prepared for it. And I just wanted to come in and share some of my mistakes. Um, I probably did have someone that I could have asked about um, what should I do and what I should know before running my first half. But of course, you don't want to keep bothering people with stuff like that. So I didn't. So I just went in it blindly. And I would hate for you to have to go through some of the stuff I went through. The burnout is not fun. Um, the race was 3 weeks ago, and I'm just now getting back into running. Definitely not at the pace and the speed that I was before my training started. I like honestly, I feel like I'm starting all the way over because, like I say, I gained weight, and it's harder to run with this weight on. So I'm running slower, and I just feel like I'm starting from scratch. But um, I know how to lose weight. I know how to train and pick up my speed. So I'm not really worried about it. But it's just if I would have known ahead of time and would have prepared and planned better, I don't think I would have been stuck in this situation. And in the end, when it was all said and done, and it was time to actually run the race, like that was like the best experience of my life. Like it was amazing and awesome, and all that training was. I mean, it helped, but I stopped and took pictures. Like it was just amazing, and I wish now that I would have just relaxed and took the training for what it was and not like made it been so hard on myself and like, oh my god, I gotta do 7 miles today and tomorrow I gotta do 3 miles. Oh my god, life sucks type thing, and just enjoy the experience of training for my first half. Because I mean, now all I can do is make videos and say how many mistakes I made and how I wish that I would have took it easy. Or no, that's not what I want to say.
Enjoyed the moment.
Yeah, enjoyed the moment. I think that's about sums it up. Just enjoy the moment, period, when you're doing anything for the first time. Any of your first races, just enjoy, because you'll never ever get that opportunity again. And y'all saw the video that I did on the race. Um, the entire race, I was taking pictures and videos because I wanted to document my first. But as far as the training part, it was rough. It was like night and day compared to the race. But it's over, and now I just have to look forward to the next one. Next one, I'm gonna take my time, do things a little different, but at least now I know what to look forward to and what to expect. And hopefully, after watching this video, you will too. Know it's a lot of rambling, but y'all know how I do. I get off subject and just start talking. So yeah, I'm gonna roll it up, and till next time, later. I should also note that I've successfully completed another half marathon training app, and I think that's why I was so nonchalant in the planning process of the Nike app, because I had already finished one, so I kind of assumed that I knew what to expect when I really didn't.